What's up, YouTube? This is Case. Today I'm gonna review a 2022 Toyota Sienna LE trim. This review is not gonna be Doug DeMiro review. I'm just gonna highlight a few things because I'm trying to add something to YouTube that I don't normally find. And most of these reviews, they highlight the fully platinum loaded one with all bells and whistles, but almost no mention to the baseline, the one with the cheapest MSRP, like this one right here. It's 2022. This is the LE trim, which is the lowest trim you can buy. So let's see what comes with it. As you can see, LED headlights come standards with these, and also no more, if you notice the blue over here, which means it's a hybrid. So after the year 2020, there is no more gasoline powered Siennas. They start making them with only hybrid powertrain. And whether you get the Sport, you get the XLE, or you get the Platinum, you're only gonna get hybrid, baby, which comes with like 4-cylinder engine. We're gonna check it out, the Powertrain. So it's nice. You can see it's got an alloy. There's no more steel wheels on these, and that's the side profile. The back, you got a condensing normal lights in the back, and like I mentioned, it is the LE trim hybrid, so all of them gonna be hybrid. So here's the key. Comes with a panic button and lock and unlock in the side doors. So because it's an LE, it does come with power, but I did turn it off right here. With the power sliding doors, and I'm gonna explain what's going on inside in a second. So that's good. And another thing I didn't know that you can actually do, if that feature annoys you like it does for me, you can turn it off. The button is right here. You turn it off, and then it goes back to like traditional van. You just open, it locks, and then when you're done, you just close it yourself. You don't have to use the power. So that's the so in the back we have tailgate. It's basically it's not a power tailgate, as you can see over here. It's got the space for it, but it's basically powered tailgate. So it's a normal tailgate that you open and close yourself. So before I'm going inside and review the interior and the dimension of the vehicle, I do want to take a look at the engine bay, and we're gonna explain a little bit things. So hold on a second. It is a pop rod over here. Okay, so what we have over here is the 4-cylinder, basically 4-cylinder combined with electrical motor, and combined you get about 35, give or take. It's coming live, so it's kind of like start and stop, turns on and off, and alternate between the battery and the engine. The 4-cylinder over here gets about 30. I've been getting about 29 to 33 if you're using the AC a lot or the heat, so keep that in mind. It's still, regardless, great figures for a big vehicle the size of the Sienna. 7-passenger vehicle, plenty of room. I really admire that powertrain. And one of the things I was thinking it might be extremely heavy and it's like not gonna move well, but I was pretty impressed with this powertrain. It gets up and go. You're not gonna win any races, but also you're not gonna feel heavy and barely moving. So I do like that. I do like that powertrain, and it's extremely quiet. And it's basically, you cannot turn off the feature of starting off. It's not a gasoline car, it's a hybrid. So it turns on and off on its own. And alternate between coasting, it turns off the engine, relies on the battery. And keep in mind, this is something nobody told me before I bought my hybrid, that extreme weather does affect your gas mileage. Like in my Camry, it was advertised at 45 mile a gallon when I bought it, and it was doing great. But once I was heavily using the AC or the heat or extreme weather, extreme heat, extreme cold, those figures drop, and sometimes drop to like 29, from 45, 43 to 29 mile a gallon. So keep that in mind. Nobody told me about that. And also, you do need to know the power placement for the battery, and you need to keep that serviced. You gotta keep it clean, and because any failure in these batteries can cost a lot. But these, they usually, the newer ones, they come with a really good warranty on the batteries. So anyways, let's move on to the dimension of the vehicle. Very nice green over here. So let's go back to the inside. And what I'm trying to show over here, what I don't find in a lot of car reviews, is the dimension. Like, they say cubics, whatever, but I really don't know what that means. So as you can see, I'm trying to show the space over here is just basically a pickup truck in the back. The reason why I do this, like when I'm thinking of a car this size, I don't have a family, so I'm thinking like, is it possible that I maybe sleep in the car if I needed to, if I had to? Is that an option? Because I did that back before the pandemic. Slept in my Camry for like a month, and I'll tell you something, it was not comfortable at all. So here, as you guys can see, plenty of room. So I'll show a different angle of that. So these seats can be moved all the way forward. The middle one can be removed, and it's going to reveal a cup holder in the middle right here. And as you can see, massive room over here. And I've seen some people, they add a storage up top for more, like they put their stuff and probably sleep or camp in the car or something. So here's another angle for the back. As you guys can see, it's a huge in the back. And these are the third row seat. It can be folded and stored underneath. So basically reveals semi-flat. I wouldn't say 100% flat. It's a semi-flat. But with some bedding, if somebody wants to sleep over here, I don't see a problem. So we'll test that theory in a second. So let me see. Very easy to get in. I'm a 6'2", and I can easily lay down fully. You can see I can fully lay down my head and all the way. So that's how massive this thing is. Ginormous, I'll say that. No problem. You get a privacy shades right here, comes from the dealer. Yeah, probably it's a little bit rough over here. Probably with some bedding, you can absolutely camp in this thing. And yeah, you get some vents in the back over here, 2 vents to the back. You got the vent unit control in the back. So now I'm gonna get the seats back and see what you get when you actually have the seats set up in a normal position. So like I said, this latch, this thing right here, it makes it collapse this shape, so it gets you more, you get more room if you're storing some stuff. Like literally you can move your house using this. This is really great room in the back. Let's see. That's the middle seat, can actually be removed. You can actually remove the back seat, the middle seat, and then you're gonna have more. Like if you do like ride share or something like that, you don't want to keep on moving the seat forward to let people in the back. You can just remove that and they can basically just get in, no problem. So let's move this one with one hand. It's one hand operation for this. This is locked in place. We got this hand, and over here you can just move it backwards. It's a little bit heavy, so room is not a problem over here for these cars. It's not a problem at all. You have plenty of room. And finally we have the third row. Is still very easy. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. It's a little bit more challenging than I thought. Looks like, yeah, I can do it with one hand. Let me see, this one is a little bit heavy. And pull this back. So this one is basically to adjust the incline of the seats. And then now you have a deep storage in the back. So another question that nobody mentions: does this car come with a spare tire? That's what I'm about to find out, because that's thing. Nope, that's your answer right here. It doesn't come with a spare tire. So that's one of the things that also not been mentioned. I know people are getting lazy these days, but literally if you have a flat tire, it can be fixed in like 15 minutes versus 3-4 hours waiting for your service. Unfortunately, they do not come with a spare tire. It does not come with a spare tire, so that's been noted. So which is a trend that a lot of car manufacturers start doing. No more spare tire, which not the best strategy in my opinion. You can be stranded, no coverage, and you're screwed pretty much, especially on like highways like coming from Arizona to Las Vegas. Flat tire, no coverage, you're pretty much screwed. So, and that's a simple problem, can be solved in like 10-15 minutes, no problem. Anyways, let's move on to the inside. My focus is the capacity of this thing. I mean, features, I'm sure you're gonna find it online. Doug DeMiro, whatever. Most of the channels, they'll be talking about all the features. So I'm 6'2", sitting here, no problem, plenty of room. Let me sit behind myself. The middle seat right here, pretty uncomfortable. I would remove the middle seat. Is not the most comfortable, but it's not too bad. You do have chargers here, pockets over here, and yeah, let's close the door so you see what you get in the front. So I found this to be neat, like for a car that is base model, to have this privacy shade. They usually come equipped for like a higher trims in other cars. I found it to be nice to have it in a base model. You do have vents over here, and you have basically nothing here. And you have this unit right here. This is a base, again, this is a base model. You do have a light over here, and you can adjust that for yourself. And here I'm sitting behind myself. This is ridiculous. No problem. I don't have to adjust my seat for the passengers or anything. Found to be very nice. And also another privacy shade right here, and the speakers, of course. Now finally, let's see the third row for these cars. So let's see how we're gonna get in. Okay, now okay, now let me sit on the third row right here. Honestly, this is the best third row I've ever sat in. Not super tight, not the most comfortable, but it's very doable. You got a little camera, a little window over here, and you do have a AC vent for the third row passengers. You have one here and one there, and you do have a tiny cup holders, but you do have them. And yeah, you can put your feet underneath the second row, and yeah, it's a view from the back right here. Small window. You do have the storage in the back right here. Very nice. And the right side, you do have USB ports, C port, which is very nice, and a traditional one right here. Okay. Now let's get this back. Yeah, like you see, enormous, massive space. Close this. Last thing I want to mention is that for some reason, this is the base model. I mean, I bought my Camry, it was base model hybrid. It came with a proximity key. This one is not a proximity key. So I'm not sure if it comes with the start and stop. You can start up your car from a distance. It didn't. I tried to do it, didn't work. So shut off the car. Shut off the car. To lock the car. Now the car is locked. To open the door, you do not have a proximity key, so you do need to use the key to unlock, like basically back in 2000. It doesn't have the feature where you lock the door, and which I found that to be funny. Interesting. And that's the view from the car inside. You definitely feel large and in charge. Like, this is one thing, of course, you're gonna get. The car doesn't feel small. It doesn't feel like a Camry. It does feel large. You do feel big. Got a big side mirrors. You do have blind spot monitors, lane keeping assist, and you do have Bluetooth. You can use Android Play. You can have your navigation over here. You have these features: the hold, the car modes. You can put in sport, simulator to a transmission, but it's a CVT. This is not a real transmission, which is continuous variable transmission. You do have a radar, and you can set it up. Attention vehicle. Yeah, that's what you get for your money.